Is going to be about transplanting small seedlings in small pots to bigger pots. But before I get into showing you how to do that, I want you to see the difference between the seedlings that I planted in bigger pots about 3 weeks ago. That's what you see right here, which are absolutely mammoth. These are all tomato plants. These are different types of tomatoes. And then if you look down at the bottom here, these are seedlings that did not get transplanted into bigger pots. Obviously, there is a massive difference. If I take, let's grab this one. Look at that. So there is definitely a benefit to giving your seedlings a bigger pot. And I didn't do anything differently. I fertilized these ones just as much as I fertilized the ones on the bottom. But in a few minutes, I'm going to show you how to transplant those little seedlings in the little cups to bigger cups. So what you're going to need is some pots. Now the ones that you saw a few minutes ago, those are peat pots. These are cow pots, and you can find those online. I found them at a local store, and I'm deciding to try these to see if they're better. And what you're also going to need is a marker to write on your cup what your seedling happens to be. You cannot forget to do this because you're probably not going to know what's growing if you don't mark it. So I use numbers. If you saw the first video, you'll see that I put numbers on my pots. So I have 3 pots here. There's my third one. And I'm going to take this seedling because look, I've got 3 seedlings in 1 cup, and this was a total accident. I only meant to have 2, but sometimes an extra seed sort of gets out of there. So this one is a bit tall, and these are a little bit shorter. So I'm going to take one of my pots and I'm going to dip it in my mix. Now you can't look at this bag and say, oh yeah, she's just using seed starting mix. What's in here is seed starting mix, which is soil, vermiculite, and some peat moss. Okay, I think that's called like Mel's Mix, the guy who does square foot gardening. So I put a little bit of soil in there. So now I'm going to take my seedling cup and open it. You need to remember to try not to touch the stem of your seedlings. Try to avoid doing that. So when you peel this off, you're going to see the roots of these seedlings. Now they are intertwined with each other, but that's okay, and they're actually stuck to the bottom of the cup. What I'm going to do is very carefully use just my hands. Now some people will use a butter knife, some people will use a spoon, but I carefully sort of wiggle them separate. So there's one. I'm just going to put it in my cup for the time being. These ones are so close together, you have to be careful, and it's tricky. Now the cups that I showed you before that already have the great big seedlings in them, I had several that were like this. They did okay. So I'm getting closer to the roots and just carefully pulling them apart. Now with these ones, I'm going to put this one right in the cup because see how tall that is there? That stem will grow roots all along that stem if you plant it. So you could really, if you want to, plant it all the way down to those first leaves. So I'm going to drop it in there and sort of see where it ends up, which will be perfect once I fill it with dirt. And then this little baby here, I'm just going to carefully leave it like that. So this first one, going to sort of position it right here. And then inside my bag, I've got one of the old cups that the seedlings didn't germinate. And so I'm going to fill that here with some dirt, like that. And then just go around the plant and tamp it down just a little bit. And that's all you need to do to transfer that seedling. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing with this one. Now remember, this one was the super tall one. I'm going to try to move it in there so it's sort of centered because I'm OCD just a little bit. I really did not admit that. I guess I did, you know, publicly admitted that I'm a little OCD because I like things to be just so. Sometimes my daughter is behind the camera right now. I'm sure she's giggling, but I can't see her. So, and it's her 12th birthday today. Yay. Okay, so I'll probably put a little bit more dirt in that one. And then the last one is that little itty bitty baby. So I'm going to want to put a good amount of dirt in there. I'm going to dip it in here. Well, it's not really dirt, it's a mix. And then I'm going to pick it up down here. Look at all those roots. It's got a lot of roots. So put that little baby sort of kind of in the middle there. And then fill it up, get it some support. Now I anticipate that these are going to do a whole lot better now that they are transplanted into these bigger cups. It is actually March 31st, and these seedlings have been going since probably the 3rd week of January or so. And we'll see how it goes. I live in the Midwest, so I probably won't be planting them outside until the very last week of April, up to maybe the 2nd week of March, depending on what the weather likes to do. So, thank you and good luck.